one of Jay-Z's day ones, like one of the original Circle crew members, brothers.
30 years.
30 years. How'd y'all first connect?
Streets, man.
Before his death in April 2016, Prince was reportedly digging into secrets that could have shattered Jay-Z and Beyoncé's picture-perfect empire. Now, whispers claim those hidden files are leaking, despite what insiders call desperate efforts to bury every trace. Sources say the Carters believed they had wiped out every copy and drive, but something's creeping back, and it's making them panic, especially now as Sean Combs' empire is crumbling in court.
No, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
The question isn't if Prince was onto something, but who's holding that evidence now and why it's showing up right when everything's falling apart. Prince's death was ruled accidental, but chaos hit right after. Months earlier, he'd put rare music on Jay-Z's title, trusting him to protect artists' rights. That trust exploded after his passing when his estate accused Tidal and Roc Nation of faking paperwork and claiming songs that weren't theirs.
Jay?
Yeah.
At this point? Nah, I would want, why?
In 2017, Jay-Z fired back in 444 saying, "I sat down with Prince eye to eye. He told me his wishes before he passed." But the estate said contracts were forged and timelines didn't match. It became a messy war over who really owned Prince's vault and what's inside that's powerful enough to make billionaires go head to head. People started asking what was really inside Prince's vault. Because if $40 million was too low, that means the stash had more than just music. Insiders whisper that Prince kept private notes on powerful execs and artists, including Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Nothing's proven, but every fight over his legacy seems to reveal something deeper than songs.
I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public.
Jay-Z's fans say it's all business, but his past paints another picture. Back in 1999, he pled guilty after stabbing producer Lance Rivera in a club fight. Then, in 2001, cops found a gun near his crew. His bodyguard took the fall. Before fame, he openly talked about hustling in Brooklyn, learning profit and power from the streets.
Times, but Diddy parties and Diddy After Dark are two different things. I want to go on record of saying I never saw Jay-Z at a Diddy After Dark party. Then again, I wasn't there.
That edge never faded. It just turned corporate. By the mid-2000s, Jay-Z had reshaped himself into a billionaire mogul beside Beyoncé, selling perfection. But Prince's feud cracked that image. Court filings said Tidal streamed over 15 Prince albums after his death, even tracks Prince never cleared. The estate said Jay-Z's team faked documents and hid emails behind legal shields. To outsiders, it looked like pure power play gone wrong. And as that drama built up, another storm hit. Sean Combs, once their party partner, now accused of running something far darker behind the glittering walls of fame. Federal prosecutors now claim those flashy parties hid dark networks.
And it was pretty much said like, Jay doesn't really want awards. Well, he go to the Grammys.
Right.
He come into the Black-owned spaces. Let's figure out how to work together. So that way we have the relationship when it matters.
Private encounters secretly filmed and used for leverage. Former insiders confirmed that Sean Combs kept entire video archives from his wild freak-off events, filmed by staff like Twisted Productions for Control. So when people say Prince might have gathered evidence about that world, it doesn't sound crazy anymore, especially since lawsuits hint Jay-Z and Beyoncé once moved in those same circles before cutting ties. Jay-Z's name even pops up in cases tied to Combs, including one accusing both of misconduct at an early 2000s party. He called it blackmail, but the overlap's hard to ignore. Now, gossip circles are buzzing. Could the leaks from Prince's vault and Sean Combs' legal meltdown be connected? Insiders say Jay-Z's team is watching every site that drops Prince's name. The vault itself is legendary, packed with tapes, videos, letters, and drives, some too private to ever release. Sources claim those secret files switched hands after a failed Universal deal, and now some have resurfaced online. The rumor? Those digital archives link powerful music empires, hidden recordings, and private leverage tied to the same network now collapsing in court. If the rumors are real, this stopped being about music a long time ago. It's a war over power, image, and secrets that could ruin careers. Insiders say the Carters have quietly reached out to Prince's old team, offering consulting gigs and NDAs. Some claim it's damage control, others think they're chasing those missing files. Either way, the tension's real. Every week brings new talk about encrypted drives and mystery documents linking Sean Combs, Roc Nation, and Prince's former investigators. Nothing's confirmed, but too many people are whispering for it to fade. When Prince's vault was finally inventoried, insiders noticed odd gaps, missing entries labeled only as miscellaneous media. That's what everyone's hunting now. Meanwhile, prosecutors digging into Sean Combs' empire are exposing a wild operation. Reports describe private jets under fake names, entire hotel floors booked for those infamous freak-off nights, and mountains of receipts and footage seized in raids. Investigators even found cases of medical supplies and enhancers used to control guests. Combs denies everything, but the industry's shaking because as more evidence drops, more big names get dragged into the mess, including Jay-Z and Beyoncé, reportedly listed as potential witnesses to those wild nights. Just days after that court filing dropped, a new version wiped Jay-Z and Beyoncé's names clean. Jay-Z's lawyer jumped fast, saying he wasn't even in Florida, pointing to proof he was in New York. Insiders call it classic Carter strategy. The moment their names pop up, they vanish again behind airtight legal walls. Some say that's power, others call it panic. Now, the latest rumor says these new leaks about the Carters don't come from the courts at all, but from Prince's own files. He'd been digging into shady industry deals before his death, and his vault, they say, wasn't just full of music, it was evidence. Copies supposedly exist outside Paisley Park, packed with notes, emails, maybe even clips. That's why whispers claim billionaires are trying to quietly buy silence. Jay-Z's 444 rebrand made him look wise and honest, but court docs painted a different picture. Tidal accused of faking contracts to stream Prince's music. Emails didn't match his story. And while Sean Combs' empire falls apart, the parallels hit hard. Both moguls built power on charm and secrets. Prince once warned that artists were being owned in new ways, and now, watching the Carters fight to protect their image, his words feel like prophecy. Earlier this year, a major talk show host had to apologize after airing an interview where a former insider made shocking claims linking Jay-Z and Beyoncé to Sean Combs. Within days, their lawyers swooped in, calling the story lies and demanding every clip be erased, and they got it done fast. Producers say they've been quietly warned to steer clear of anything connecting the Carters to Combs' legal chaos. Meanwhile, leaks tied to Prince's vault keep surfacing online. Encrypted drives rumored to hold messages, money records, and event footage. Snippets pop up, vanish, then reappear somewhere else. Investigators tracing them say some files came from people who once worked for Prince's estate and later got rehired by companies linked to Roc Nation. If true, that means pieces of the vault escaped long before lawyers took control. Now, federal teams looking into Sean Combs' empire are reviewing communications that cross paths with big names, including the Carters. They're not suspects, but their closeness keeps them in every whisper. Ironically, Jay-Z once claimed to carry Prince's legacy of independence, but now he's accused of doing the opposite, locking down control, shaping every narrative, and crushing anything that threatens the Carters' spotless image. Every denial just makes people ask, what are Jay-Z and Beyoncé trying so hard to hide? Through it all, Prince's presence still looms large. He never trusted big corporations and always warned that whoever controls your art controls you. If these leaks really came from his secret archive, they could flip the whole power structure of fame upside down. Imagine if those files prove that blackmail, not just talent, kept certain stars untouchable. That the same couple preaching empowerment might have played a part in silencing others. There's no proof yet, but the hush from people who usually run the media is deafening. Now we've got Sean Combs facing federal heat, Jay-Z tangled in lawsuits, and a digital paper trail tying them both back to Prince's warnings. Every new rumor sends shockwaves, denials, late-night calls, frantic cleanups. If those files exist, they could reveal the real economy behind fame: secrets, silence, and power. So who's holding them now, and what happens when the next leak drops? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, share, and subscribe to T-Watch, because this story's far from over.